4 years back, have you ever thought that our industry will be affected and hyped by AI that much? I certainly didn't think so. My name is Sara Dolganov, and today I'll tell the story how my career as individual contributor changed or got affected by using AI tools, how the balance between different skills changed in pursuit of staff level, and we'll speculate a little bit on the future with AI. My story starts in 2021. 10 years I've been developing in Ruby and Rails in smaller companies and consultancy and landed my first corporate job. I was excited to grow towards staff, and I noticed that I had more experience than many of my teammates, so I was able to mentor them. I participated in different side projects in the company, had capacity for that, and path was quite clear for me. 2022, I tried generative AI for the first time. The image that you see is cover image for a song I wrote. And I was struggling to generate this image, and I was thinking, wow, it takes like so much time to write the right prompt. I don't see it like used anywhere in production. But 6 months later, my company had a huge layoff, which affected me and thousands of other engineers. And yeah, as you might understood, there was no promotion case. And instead, I was on a working visa, and I was looking for a job. And I decided I have to use every tool available. And at that point, GPT-4 model was just released. So nowadays, I think it's almost an industry standard to pass your resume and cover letter through LLM. But even in 2023, it was quite clear for me that it is possible to use LLM as a partner, for example, for preparing to interviews. After some time, I've been able to land a few offers. One of them was from Miro. It was the most exciting one, because it was a team of product engineers, people who were very close connection to customer and had great vibe check, cultural diversity. I loved everything about it, except the tech stack was totally different. So all those years of experience I have to waste. But I decided to pursue this adventure and started with the high levels of anxiety. And basically, to fight the anxiety, I decided to take action, and I started creating pull requests from the week 2. How I was able to do that? I was just telling to LLM, OK, in Ruby and Rails, I would have done this way. So let's translate it to this new framework. And of course, it wasn't like the perfect code that was generated, but it allowed me to open pull requests and start code reviews and pairing sessions that basically allowed me to soak the knowledge from all my more experienced with the tech colleagues. The second thing that helped me was the talk from RailsConf 2019 from Hicks. He also shifted his career and just joined Rails community at that point. So he understood exactly what I felt. And his talk was about different mental models and strategies that any engineer could apply to solve complex problems. They were agnostic from the tech. I definitely recommend to check out the talk and his blog, especially because all of these strategies are compatible with LLMs, starting with simple example of rubber ducking. Right? So instead of talking out loud with a piece of plastic, you can talk out loud with the LLM and hear some feedback. Those tools helped me to get through probation period. And now I started discussion with my manager about career growth.
I hope you're enjoying this video, but did you know Lead Dev has a lot more to offer?
When I think about Lead Dev, I think about bricks and hearts. Bricks are those foundational things that you need to know, and Lead Dev provides that through webinars, through videos, through cutting-edge research, but hearts are the things that you need to glue yourself to the people at work, and Lead Dev does that through conferences and meetups.
Make sure you check out leaddev.com.
I still wanted to grow towards stuff, but I had no idea how to do that. I had no confidence in the tech, so how would I do that? And my manager emphasized that I wasn't hired for the tech skills. I was hired for the product engineering skills that I demonstrated from basically first weeks. And if I combine them with efficient cross-team collaboration, that's going to be the key for my growth. So after a while, I discovered that the key to great collaboration is empathy. Empathy through discovering what other teams are working on, what are their goals, what is their motivation, and what are the people on those teams, what they are passionate about. And finding the right persons on the right teams, that's the key. And for me, one of the tools that helped was Glean. It's LLM-driven search tool that allows you to search through Confluence along Slack messages, for example. But of course, you'll have a lot of documentation of that other teams created, the decision records, design documents, and how to pass through all of that information with insights. Of course, you can use AI as a research assistant and ask the right questions. Learn more about the teams and people that surround you. And finally, polishing the messages that you write in Slack to reach out to those teams with better copywriting capabilities that I have. Yeah, that was the key for me to actually start very deep conversations and build long-lasting relationships between different teams. So following advice from my manager and actually working together, no surprises here, allowed me to create a promotion case and landed basically on the first performance review cycle. But it wouldn't be fair if I wouldn't stop on the pitfalls, starting, of course, with vibe coding. So if you don't know what vibe coding is, the easiest way to understand is you're copying the description of a Jira task into code generation AI tool and ask LLM to solve the task. And scary enough, there are plenty of tasks that can be solved this way, the simpler ones, of course. And in blog posts, some people report that they were able to stay in this vibe coding mode for a long time, and staying in this mode actually led them to scale atrophy. Luckily for me, I didn't struggle with the scale atrophy because I probably had more complex tasks. But with more complex tasks, you have another problem. Basically, you end up in the debugging loop where LLM output starts to repeat themselves, and they don't bring you any closer to solution. And what to do in this case, you cannot just step back because you don't understand the solution that was generated so far. So for me, the only way was just actually throw out the whole solution and start from scratch without AI. It's a waste of time. But much more efficient approach was to actually engineer the task yourself and split it in small chunks. Ask LLM to write a small function, the test for this function, controlled environment where you are in control of the whole engineering. And the same applies to big documents. So if you create a tag document that is like, I don't know, designed for a huge new thing, instead of asking LLM to generate it as a whole, going through paragraph and by paragraph, give you much more control over a narrative. I learned it the hard way. So yeah, definitely do not recommend to try to YOLO the thing through. And final reminder, if you're using LLM, LLM's goal is not to solve your problem. LLM's goal is to satisfy you as a user. That means if you're starting with the wrong question, starting from the wrong premises, or you don't ask enough questions about the reasoning behind the solution that LLM provides you, you end up with a non-trustworthy solution. Now, I want to quickly stop on the future. I highlighted those two articles instead of famous AI 2027 because I think they are much more grounded and connected to our industry as it is today. And my take from those two is that there are two main directions for any individual contributor to grow. One is to be an expert. Experts will be required to assess and refine artifacts created with AI to be ready and for scale, for production, basically. But if you think about any strategic initiative, any product engineering, basically, it's a team effort. So you need efficient network of those experts. And that's the second approach that helped me to grow. It's finding those human connections, creating those bonds, and making those experts working towards the same goal together to solve higher impact challenges and basically achieve company goals. So in these two directions, I believe there is opportunity for anyone as an individual contributor to grow their career in collaboration with AI. Thank you.